Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bushnell Prairie City High School and our first attempt at TSSR Game Time Live. I'm Dwayne Hewlett alongside tonight the one and only man, myth, legend, Kelly Sears. Kelly, thanks for joining me tonight. It's a pleasure to be working with you again. It's been a long time since you and I have worked together, and I guess we're back at it again.
Yeah, I was trying to think. It might have been at Illinois College at a shootout many years ago.
Yeah, that was back in the days when we used to do a little bit of stuff for K100/WLMD, and you worked mostly back then, I think, with Chris Smith, right?
Chris Smith, Bo Spencer, even did a few games with Larry Derry.
Oh, the good old days.
Kip Jones.
That's telling us how old we are if we were both working at K100 when Larry Derry was still doing games.
Yeah, quite a while ago. Larry stopped by and see me about a year ago.
You, of course, people who know the name, but you were a longtime football coach, and that's what everybody remembers you as around here, football and softball. What they don't know is you know a little bit about girls basketball too, don't you?
Well, yeah, a little bit. I coached at Macomb for quite a while, but what a lot of people don't know is I won a state championship when I was out in Arizona. So, many years ago, but, I was just looking here. Actually, I watched Abington play on Saturday versus Macomb.
Well, I can already see that we don't have all the players on our roster for BPC that are dressed. We have 7 players on our roster, I think. Was my count right?
Yes.
And we got 10 players, 9 players out there, so we'll have to see who we don't have. And I've got Hannah Hewlett and Miles Hewlett on the cameras tonight, so if we can't figure out who they are, they'll be able to tell us who each player is. That's a nice thing about having high school kids that go to school with these guys, being able to tell us who's playing.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Hannah's going to show Kelly who's out there.
She's going to write them all down for me.
Going to check who's out there. But as you can see, we're going to have a main camera where, Miles, if you can go down and see the A-Town end too, spin down there. We've got a camera that we'll use. We'll call this the main camera. That'll show both ends of the complete floor, so you'll be able to see everything that's going on. And then we have the zoom camera, which is what Hannah will be using, and you can see that's our little bit better camera. We're still trying to adjust the colors, Kelly, to get them exactly right, and they're not exactly there yet. They're closer than they were, but this is a new ball game, and everybody's in a new ball game, so to speak, with the things that are going on right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, I'm just happy for the kids to be able to play. And I don't know what it would be like to be a high school kid, to be able to go through a whole year with, without any athletics. And now all of a sudden we've come to crunch time and everything's pushed into 2 or 3 months and seasons are overlapping where you got football season's going to overlap with basketball season. And then, one of the things I looked at with the boys was that wrestling and baseball are overlapping. And, a lot of times you get a lot of wrestlers that are baseball players.
Yeah, there's going to be all kinds of – I was talking to Coach Snyder, who's the boys coach here, and he actually coaches junior high track, football, and boys basketball here at the high school.
And golf.
Yeah. True. That was last fall.
Yeah, last fall he did.
But actually all 3 of those sports run at the same time. Junior high track starts when football starts, actually before football starts or right when football starts. And then there's high school, obviously basketball, that's not going to be done when football starts. So I don't know how a guy like that, everybody was concerned about the kids. How are the kids going to react to this? How are coaches? I mean, there's not as many coaches in any school as there used to be.
No.
And they're all coaching 2 or 3 different sports, and they're all overlapping. I mean, it's just absolute craziness.
And actually that's kind of sad. It's where, people would come in and a lot of times way back when, 30 years ago, they wouldn't ask you what you were going to teach. They were going to ask you, what were you going to do for us? Well, I'll coach anything you want me to do. I'll be the yearbook sponsor. I'll sponsor the junior class, and it's a little bit different now.
Yeah, there's what's crazy is less teachers do things per se or want to do things, but there's more things to do. It's craziness, but we talk about it's hard on the students, it's hard on the coaches, it's hard on the parents. I mean, literally, we're here at Bushnell's gym. It's probably one of the nicest gyms in the state, maybe in the country, as far as for small school, high school goes.
Without a doubt.
And we've got 40 chairs lined up around the top of the gym, and that's all that can be here.
Yeah, and, talking about gyms, you got 2 gyms within 30 miles apart that are probably 2 of the nicest small school, high school gyms, and Lewiston being the other one.
Hamilton's got a nice sunken gym too. Dallas City used to have a nice sunken gym. Of course, Dallas City's is ruined now, but
I did forget about Hamilton's. Hamilton's is too, and it's all kind of the Jacksonville Bowl. I remember growing up in that area, and it was something to get to play at the Jacksonville Bowl. Just same venue, just a little bit bigger.
Well, I have no preconceptions that this whole video thing, especially early on, is going to go without a hitch. So anybody listening at home or watching at home, please feel free to tell us if you don't have audio, or if you do have audio, send me a message or send us a Facebook message and let us know if it's too loud, if it's not loud enough, whatever the case may be. We are selling ads for this, just much like radio stations have done for years with radio broadcasts. But I was talking to, Chad Sharp, who helped me make sure internet and everything was working here today. And I don't know that I'll ever make much money on this, but in this day and age, Kelly, being able to bring this to people who cannot be here, there's so many people who are going to have to watch this at home because they don't have a choice. It's not because they want to, they just don't have a choice.
And the thing about it is that, as you said, we got people spread apart in chairs. And the big thing that I've got and have been told by other coaches, which I still correspond with all the coaches, talking to Tony and talking to Tyler and stuff here. But the big thing is that if you're on the road, your fans don't get to go.
Right. Period. At all.
Yeah, they gotta look, and one of the things I will say is that sometimes if we don't pronounce a name right, we're not going against anything that we're not trying to do anything bad. It just happens. But if
somebody that's here and we're saying something wrong,
let us know.
Tell them to come tell us and make sure we get it right. We're about 3 minutes away from game time. So hopefully there's a lot of people. We've got over 30 people watching at home right now. This is JV. If you're watching at home, we're on the JV game. We are going to do all of the contests because of the situation and how things are. We're doing all the contests. We're doing JV and varsity. Everything is going to be played here. So junior high games will be played here in the high school gym because the 30-foot rule that we didn't really talk about. The reason why there's only seats around the gym is you have to be 30 feet from the floor, from the players.
And, that's one of the reasons I noticed at Macomb, the girls weren't playing at Washington Street. All the games were being held at the high school because of the bigger venue.
So we're getting ready to do, I think Jake Croxton will be over there. I think he'll do a starting lineup for the 2 teams. Possibly, or maybe not. We'll see what we do here. It's kind of funny. You watch football teams and basketball teams and all that stuff go through the same motions that they've always went through, even though everything is completely different than it's ever been. There's nobody there to see it, but we're still going through starting lineups. We're still doing national anthem. We're still doing all that stuff. So we've got 40 people here watching this game tonight, and we are still doing all the starting lineups and stuff like that. We'll be able to visit that. Hannah, when they do starting lineups for varsity, she'll be able to zoom in on all the kids and give them a little extra press. Is Tony Akers back as the head coach? And you've known Tony for a long time for the varsity
Very long time. Tony's a very good coach.
So we're just about ready to. Oh, I forgot we don't do jump balls anymore either. So we will actually just start with the ball out of bounds. Visiting team gets the ball. And then we'll do regular jump ball scenario after that. But times change. We do have a scoring program, so you'll be able to follow the scoring as we go along here. It is the first quarter, and we are underway. It's going to be A-Town with the basketball. They have the numbers, all kinds of Sydney Emmerich Emmerich with the ball nearly thrown away, tipped out of bounds by number 33 for the Spartans, Kylie Norris. So to inbounds is going to be number 41, Addie Anderson for A-Town. She's still looking 5 seconds coming close. She finally did get inbounds to number 50, Groman, McKay Groman. Now it goes back up top to Emmerich. Emmerich goes right side, touching the ball for the first time, number 4, Aaron Marr. Down low, it was Marr on the dribble, and the shot is good for Marr to give the A-Town Tornadoes a 2-0 lead. And my scoreboard is not working. Ball goes out of bounds. I believe that was off Norris for BPC, a turnover. Possession to the Commandos. Or, sorry, Tornadoes. That tells you how old I am, doesn't it? We're having a little problem with the scores. It's going to be Groman with the shot. It's off, no good. The ball is on the floor, and a jump ball is going to be called, and switching possession will be possession to BPC.
You know, that's one of the things that are we going to have a lot of quick whistles because of the close contact.
You wonder, you wonder about that, but then you're at the same time, that's nearly a travel there for Norris. She's going to take it up the far side, down the left side, and then a foul is going to be called. It's the first foul of the contest. It's going to be on Marr, I do believe. Aaron Marr picks up the foul. I'm going to work on my scoring program here, see if I can get it going, and then it's going to be kicked out of bounds. Marr kicked it, and then chasing it out of bounds was number 35, Jadalyn Sickles. Jadalyn Sickles going to knock it out of bounds, so another turnover. Possession to A-Town. So it's going to be Emmerich bringing it right side to Groman. Groman back up to Emmerich on the right wing. She's going to dribble down to the right corner, picked by Marr. Still on the dribble. Picks it up, goes to Groman. Groman looking down low. It's tipped away, knocked away. Picked up by Morris. She goes back the other way in a hurry. Morris to the basket. She nearly traveled, but she kept her feet under enough to get 2 points. And again, my scoring program is not working, so I apologize for that. Not sure what is going on with it. We'll reset it here. And a jump ball on the ground are going to be charged, or a turnover. Actually going to stay that time with the A-Town. Checking in for the first time for BPC, number 2, Jill Miller. Jilly, Johnny Miller's daughter.
In for A-Town, number 10, Kendra Hendricks.
I get a kick out of them, Dwayne, how spread out all the players are. And then when they have a timeout, everybody comes together.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that kind of stuff works for sure. Down low, a nice downlet pass. It's going to be to Sickles, and Sickles is going to get the basket. Now, but a 4-2 advantage for the Spartans here in the JV contest. Next dead ball, we'll talk about what's going to happen. I do believe we're under the 5-minute mark, and that's going to be
Should be a media timeout at 5 minutes.
Well, I was told it was going to be, but maybe they're going to play 5 minutes before they do it, which would make it the 3-minute mark, apparently. Checking into the contest for BPC, a basket for, that was Marr again, right?
Yes, it was.
Elizabeth Suitors in the contest for BPC. You help me out here, Kelly. I'm going to.
Looks like Emmerich going in for the layup and scores.
Emmerich going to get the basket, so it's going to be a 6-4 contest now.
Turnover going to be staying with BPC.
The nice thing about it is we can see the game, so while I'm working on this, I apologize again, but we'll try to get this working right here.
I don't have her down.
McGrew checking in, they said?
Yes, I do have her.
She was one of the ones that wasn't on our original list, right?
Yep.
Traveling, turnover. Checking in for A-Town is going to be number 20, Brooklyn McCune, a freshman.
Also in for Wishell Party City, 15, Emma Taylor. Second violation.
Very good defense by BPC. Oh, the other thing that we talk about, Dwayne, is that the switching of the balls.
So they did it at 4 minutes, apparently. They did the media timeout. This will be a 90-second timeout. Again, I apologize for the
and
problems
also
with the scoring program here.
Also, they have the wiping down the balls. Somebody's taking care of that. Just so many precautions being taken place.
Yeah, and that's completely understandable, of course. We need to do a lot of that kind of stuff, but at the same time, they're going to be right back out there with the same people again. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, I was wondering, do the people that are here watching the JV game, do they get a stay?
No, they do not.
They have to leave,
They have
and
to
then
leave
they
as
bring
well.
in the parents of the varsity players.
That is correct. So you get to watch one game. You don't get to stay and watch both. Just because you have 10 or 15 kids,
Yeah.
you're over halfway to your 40 already just there, and it's
Totally understandable. Now, I noticed that there are no cheerleaders or dance team or pep band or any of that stuff. And I saw, online posts of different schools that are going to start having some of that.
Yeah, Bushnell, BPC will have it for boys' games. I don't believe they're going to have it for girls' games, though. That's my understanding anyway.
Well, the one thing is it gets a lot more kids involved.
So we're going to try and get stuff fixed here. I apologize again for the issues. Everything worked on the scoreboard when we tried it the other day, and now it's not working for some reason.
We can blame it on the weather
Or the user.
or COVID.
What is the score, 6-4?
Yes. Got another jump ball. Looks like this time it's going to be going to BPC.
In for A-Town, number 24, Sydney Emmerich.
Sydney Emmerich checks back in for A-Town.
There, we got it right now, I think. Let's see if it keeps working as it's supposed to.
Long three.
A rebound for A-Town was to Kendra Hendricks.
A-Town foul charge number 10, Kendra Hendricks, her first.
Kendra Hendricks picks up her first, team second. So we'll get that caught up as well. And it looks like it's still not working right.
Not many fouls. For being a first ball game, especially a JV ball game, there's usually a lot more fouls. Pretty cleanly played.
Jill Miller with the long jumper. It's bank shot, hit the front of the rim, bounce back out. Emmerich is going to have the outlet pass from Marr. She misses the layup, and Miller is going to pick up a foul for BPC coming from behind. Looks like she's going to foul number 10, Hendricks.
Personal foul charge number 22, Jill Miller, her first, team first.
Nice inlet pass by Emmerich. Shot up, no good.
Rebound for BPC is Madison McGrew. Taking it back the other way now. Under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 1.
Shot by Taylor in the paint. Looks like she's going to be going to the line for 2.
Two shots coming up.
First free throws.
Emma Taylor. Tornado personal foul charge number 10, Kendra
Hendricks is going to pick up her second. So first free throw coming here for BPC. It's off the front of the rim, no good. At the free throw line, number 15, Emma Taylor.
We had a whole line change there. 4 people came in for BPC, and that's something that we're going to see probably a lot early just because of the fact that kids aren't in shape just yet.
Well, and then plus, how much does playing with a mask hinder these kids, too? Does it really affect them much, do you think?
You know, I think so. You know, some kids play with a mouthpiece, which is not as bad because of the fact that your nose is not covered up.
Unless you've got a Mahomes mouthpiece, which it really isn't even there.
Yeah.
Marr with the jumper. It's off no good for A-Town. Picked up by Norris going back the other direction. Outlet down the floor. A nice look down the floor and a layup missed by Elizabeth Suter. And then we're going to have a foul called on the rebound attempt.
And one of the things you'll notice as the game goes on, the masks start going down over the mouth.
Kylie Norris picks up the foul, number 33. That's her first, team second. It's almost a travel right there.
Nice pass.
And it's going to be number 10, Madison McGrew, for the bucket for BPC. And another foul. Nope, we're going to call a travel, a turnover, that time charged to A-Town, number 50, I believe, Groman. So a sub coming in for A-Town as well. That's going to be Norris on the baseline. She's going to go into the lane to McGrew. McGrew now out to Sickles. Sickles for a jump shot's off, no good. Rebound down low to Horton for A-Town. Taylor Horton with the rebound. She gives it to Marr, and Marr's going to take it down the right side on the dribble all the way to the baseline. Gets cut off there by Sickles, picks up the dribble. Now she's going to come out to Groman. Groman nearly traveled again. Now she's going to try and drive around McGrew. She does get there. Norris comes over to help. Air ball on the shot. The rebound by Norton is blocked by Norris on the putback. And the Spartans are going to come down the floor with it. This time it's going to be Suter, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. 7-6. BPC leads A-Town at the end of one quarter of play. So coaches now are going to have a little chance to talk. Corey Schwartz, the assistant coach for BPC, or the head JV coach, fresh soft coach, however you want to look at that. What did you, was that your assistant all the time when you were a football coach? Was the JV coach the head coach of JV, or was he your assistant coach that coached JV?
We always had him as a head sophomore coach, head freshman coach, and then varsity assistant. So I guess you can just kind of look at it.
However you want to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
wearing many hats.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty much how everybody in this deal does it, I think. So our first quarter of play is in the books, and I'm still trying to figure out why my scoreboard is not working. I apologize. So it's going to be A-Town basketball to start the second quarter. Well, got the wrong sub in. Or got a sub in it shouldn't have been in. Maybe I should say that.
Yeah, she came in early and she had to wait.
So it's going to be A-Town basketball again. It's going to be Marr with it. Emmerich on a give and go. Emmerich to the baseline. Her running one-hander is good. It's going to make it 8-7. A-Town with the lead.
Oh, who are we going to get on the foul? 50? Groman.
Groman.
Nope, 30.
Team at 4. Into the tornado.
Squire.
JC Squire. And checking in for them was McCoon, Brooklyn McCoon for A-Town. Sickles down low, turn around, throws it up and
Nice
in.
move.
Nice move by Caitlin Sickles. And it's going to be 9-8. BPC with a 1-point advantage. Got a foul on number 12. Hannah Curley. Shooting 2 for the Tornadoes. Taylor Horton. Is it number 2?
No, it'll be number 4, Aaron Marr.
Number 4, Aaron Marr. So, checking in for BPC, number 20, Elizabeth Gillifillan. Second free throw by Marr is up and in. Ties the score at 9 apiece. Gillifillan with the runner in the middle of the lane, off no good, picked up by Groman, and it's going to be a jump ball possession to be, well, I must have missed a jump ball, or did the quarter jump balls not count? Yeah, I was going to say, they didn't.
They got it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it.
They didn't change it. They forgot to change it at the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That never happens or anything, you know.
No, and most time they don't catch it. They're on the inbounds play. Oh. Nice move.
One-hander off no good by Norris. Rebounded by Groman, and she's going to get it out tomorrow. Take it down the right side. Little hand check. I don't know. You could almost call that on the offense. She grabbed right a hold of the arm and threw it back, but they're going to call a foul on Elizabeth Suter.
It was a little bit of both, wasn't it?
Yeah, the grab and run kind of deal right there. A couple players checking in for BPC. Sickles checking in. And number 22, Jill Miller checking in as well. A-Town still has the basketball. Score is 9-9, 5:39 and counting here in the second quarter. And another foul going to be called. This one might go on Sickles. We'll wait and see here.
I think it is.
Number 12, Anna Curley.
Nope, they're going to give it to Hannah Curley, or Anna Curley.
Into the Spartan lineup, number 10, Madison McGrew. In for A-Town, number 10, Kendra Hendricks.
See if we can get this to work now. Free throw by Marr is good. 1 of 2.
In for A-Town, number 24, Sydney Emmerich.
Emmerich checking back in for A-Town. We'll see if it works here again as I continue to fight with this. I apologize.
You'll get it figured out.
It's not working at all. And it just is not updating, and I'm not really sure why it's not. Shot off, no good. Miller with the rebound and the putback for BPC. 11-10 is the score. BPC with the lead. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Nice
steal
defense coming down by at Madison McGrew. Coming down the lane. And she's going to throw it away at the other end. But a great defensive play, wasn't it, Kelly, at the other end of the floor?
She was just laying back just a little bit, stepped in right at the right time. You know, right now you can see both teams starting to drag just a little bit, starting to get a little bit tired.
Well, that's I would say that it, like you said earlier, them being just having not played, it's probably going to be that way for several games because you didn't even get much practice. As Marr puts up the shot and it's good, so it's a
that's the
12-11 score now.
You're supposed to have 7 days of practice in, but I was wondering if even some of the teams before they started playing even had seven practices in.
Well, some of them started practicing February 1st.
Yeah,
they started practicing real early. Or no, it was the 21st of January or something like that. I know that Rushville and Illini West, a lot of those schools started practicing way before Bushnell, and even I think Macomb practiced too.
Yeah, and a lot of that was on the school district.
Nice defensive play and a bucket for Elizabeth Gilfillan, and the Spartans are back on top, 13-12. Good game here in the JV contest. Of course, varsity's coming up yet. We're down to 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Offensive putback's no good. Groman with the rebound. She gets her own rebound on the miss, tries to go back up again, and Sickles is going to get called for the foul that time, I do believe. We'll wait and see here, Mr. Sears. But
she's been a little sneaky inside and got called for a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got caught on that one, though.
And that is the 90-second timeout.
Yeah, at the 4-minute mark. And I was thinking that the other day they were doing them at the 5-minute mark, but
Sickles did get the foul. You're listening and watching TSSR Game Time Live on Hewlett Publi Pro LLC's YouTube page. We want to welcome everybody, and we want to thank Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Also, Hensley Grain. Hensley Grain in rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy your shortened athletic campaign. And a Farmers and Merchants State Bank of Bushnell. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchants State Bank of Bushnell has been servicing the local community needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending, and its trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC, an equal housing lender. So A-Town comes back in, inbounded to Marr. She misses it. Groman with the rebound, and she'll get her, is that her first bucket?
Let me look here.
Groman gets the bucket.
Yes, it is.
It's a 14 traveling call, a turnover for BPC. 14-13 is the score, 3:44 to go in the first half. Checking in for A-Town, a couple of new players looks like. Number 41, Addie Anderson, and number 30, it's going to be J.C. Squire. Emmerich's going to take it out of bounds, and it'll be Marr getting the pass in bounds, and she's going to give it right back to Emmerich. You ever wonder why they do that? Why don't they just switch positions? One less chance to turn the ball over. Oh, Marr's going to lose it. And Norris stretched to save it and had her right side of her foot on the out-of-bounds line.
Been better off to let that one go.
Yep. Sickles going to check back in for BPC. Oh, I'm still trying to get this scoreboard to work, so I apologize, folks.
You'll be trying all night long.
I probably will. You're right. BPC taking it up, and they're going to call a travel. It was a nice steal by Emma Taylor, but she kind of bobbled it trying to make a pass to Gilfillan, and it's going to be a turnover BPC. Still 14-13, 3:21 to go in the first half.
You know, the other thing is the officials with the mask on, too. I mean,
they're old guys. I mean, comparatively speaking to the players. And we're going to get illegal. We're going to get a charge or an illegal pick. Groman. That was, the pick was so far away from the ball, it was almost an away from the ball call, but she almost ran over the.
Who was that on?
That's Groman, number 50.
Okay, be her second. Nice move.
Double dribble.
And they call a double dribble. Wasn't that nice of a move?
Well,
huh?
that's what I was thinking. I must have missed that part of it.
Oh, well, you'll have that, right?
Yeah. I knew there was a reason I didn't like those guys in the striped shirts.
Still Groman underneath. Her shot's off, no good. It's going to be Gilfillan with the rebound. She'll take it back the other direction. Nearly loses it. Comes up to Sickles. Sickles left side to Miller. Miller for three. It's short. Pick up off the floor on a rebound by Marr. She gets it out to Emmerich, and it goes back down the right side for A-Town. You could tell the girls are just a little slow or step behind almost.
Yes.
It seems like they're tentative, apprehensive. And Groman's going to pick up. Groman picks up her third foul. Is that right?
Yes.
Curley checking back in.
10, Kendra Hendricks, and 1, Riley Hall.
Emmerich setting down, and number 1 coming in, Riley Hall.
Emily Hickenbottom, is that what I just heard? Checking in, number 11.
Yes. Riley Hall will be called for the foul.
Number 1, that's her first, team 7. At the line to shoot 1 and bonus, number 12, Anna Curley.
No offense to the fresh soft folks at home, but we will. I'm going to try and mess with this scoring program to get it to work. If we don't have it working by the time we get to JV or varsity, we'll just not worry about it till the next game. It's a little added bonus as Emmerich's going to check back in. She's going to replace Addie Anderson for A-Town.
In commercial Party City, 33, Kylie Norris.
Norris checking back in. Sickles is going to take a seat again.
It's like BPC switched out of the 1-2-2 and going to a man-to-man.
Oh, a good defensive play there for the Spartans. Number 32, Elizabeth Suter on the steal. Hickenbottom along 2, off no good. Norris with the rebound, tries to put it back up, has it knocked away. A jump ball should have been called, but it wasn't. Hickenbottom's going to put it up again, and she'll get it to fall. Emily Hickenbottom with the shot, and the Spartans lead 17-14.
That's going to be
Another
called
foul.
on Anna Curley, I think.
Yep, number 12.
Personal foul number 12, Anna Curley. That's her
Anna
third,
Curley
team
picks up her
7.
third, team 7th. Free throws off, no good.
In for A-Town, 20, Brooklyn McCune at 55, Skylar Detler. Madison Brew returns for the Spartans.
Second one was good by Marr. Cuts the lead to 2, 17-15. BPC leading with 1:10 to go in the first half. I hear a timeout
Timeout, Commissioner Party City.
charged to BPC.
Is a 30
With 57 seconds left.
If you're listening or watching, please subscribe to our channel for YouTube. You get all the information that we're going to have for all of the home games for BPC. Of course, if you're A-Town, well, I believe there's a couple more A-Town games of junior high or high school variety as we go through the season. Football, volleyball, baseball, softball, all be here on the Hewlett Public Pro LLC's YouTube page. It's TSSR Game Time Live. And a timeout, which was a 30-second timeout, is done just that quick.
See what Bushnell, see if they'll try to slow it down and go for one and go in with a 4-point lead.
Suter with the basket. That gets a 19 to 15. Didn't hold it for one shot, though, did they?
No, they didn't.
And A-Town's going to turn it over. Possession back to BPC. A-Town sub coming in. Number 10, it's going to be Kendra Hendricks. Kendra, not Kendra.
Oh.
Norris from Suter on the basket. 21 to 15, a 6-point lead for BPC. We're down to 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Block shot.
Good job
by McGrew. Norris is going to take it back the other way. 5 seconds to go. Nice pass down low. Out it comes to Hickenbottom for a long two. It's off no good from the elbow, I should have said. And that'll about do it. Time's going to expire here in the first half. But that's how we'll end things. 21 to 15. BPC with the lead over A-Town here on TSSR Game Time Live. And I don't know how much time they're going to take. They're talking about whether they're going to take any time or how much time. Where they're going to take it. There's a whole lot of issues to think about, isn't there, when you're with everything that's going on right now, isn't there, Kelly?
Well, the biggest thing is that some schools have locker rooms and some schools don't have locker rooms. And I know I was talking to one coach, and he had his players, they had their sweats on and their uniforms on underneath because the school that they were going to go play was not going to allow them to have locker rooms.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I heard that from a lot of teams. They weren't going to get to have locker rooms on the road, and some weren't even going to get to have locker rooms at home.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that we've come accustomed to, and you know, we just take for granted almost. So many things have changed here. It's almost, you know, it's kind of amazing, really, how much has changed with what's going on.
Yeah,
and all the COVID stuff. And hopefully the folks at home are watching. I did get it. The audio sounds good. So I did get one. Thanks for that. So we want to appreciate everybody watching at home. And we're going to try and catch the scoreboard up as I continue to work on the scoreboard. Again, I apologize for that.
You know, last Friday night, I had to run to Springfield in afternoon, and I was coming home Friday night, and I saw a couple things on the road about 9 o'clock that I hadn't seen in such a long time. It was a school bus.
At night.
At night. And I mean, you know, being a sports junkie, anytime you pass a school bus, you know, you'd be looking to see where they were from or where they were coming from playing, you know, that type of thing. And yeah, it was kind of funny. I saw a school bus and I thought, well, what are they doing? Well, man, they had a basketball game.
It's like we almost forgot about basketball and all the other stuff that, I mean, it's just so many things have changed for us, you know, around the area and it's just, we hope that it gets better and everything gets back to normal, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a while still, I think, I'm afraid.
I think it's going to be a while. And, you know, the big thing is getting the shot. Do you get the shot? Don't you get the shot? You know, it's just a little bit crazy. And the big thing is from state to state. And for the athletes in Illinois, all the states surrounding us, the kids were getting to play in their regular season. And, the kids in Illinois were just having to sit here and watch. And, you know, I felt bad for all the high school athletes across the state.
Yeah, and nothing has gotten any better with that to some extent. But I guess we're playing now, so we're lucky there, right? But, man, it's such a shortened season, but I saw so many parents, and I know the kids. I've talked to some kids; they're the same way. They're just so excited to be able to actually get to be, to have that senior season that they never thought they would get to have, and
it's something that we have taken for granted for so many years. Football season, basketball season, volleyball, baseball, softball, track, whatever your sport is, it was just going to happen. And then all of a sudden, coming in last spring, everything was just completely cut off. And I know last year was my last year of coaching before I retired. And my softball girls, we had Zoom meetings a couple times a week, and every meeting we would have, I'd say stay positive, and hopefully we're going to be back on the diamond and get a play. And unfortunately, that never happened. And hopefully, some things are going to happen this year with the kids.
Yeah, we're at halftime of the Fresh Soft contest here at BPC tonight. The Spartans lead A-Town 21-15 high school girls basketball here on TSSR Game Time Live. Thanks for joining us. Brought to you tonight by Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Hensley Grain in rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy this shortened athletic campaign. And Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell, for over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank has been serving the local community's needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending, and it also has its trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
One of the things that, as all this, people not having ball games and stuff, you got to look at the clubs also, not getting to have the concession stands, not getting to sell popcorn, not getting to make the money, that they've had in the past, or, whether it's the junior class running the concession stand or whoever is doing it, those organizations, even the booster clubs, they're not getting to make the money that they have.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I've kind of thought about as well, is it's so hard for some of these teams to deal with this stuff. But then all the other kids that come to sporting events that can't do that, you've lost all that camaraderie. And like you said, FFA, this is right about now as FFA week's coming up. Mr. Sargent has always been huge on FFA week, and you have your raffles and your spaghetti suppers and all the stuff, and none of that stuff. So the FFA alumni isn't having their annual fundraiser. I mean, everything is just so changed now. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And the big thing is it ever going to get back to normal? And I hope we say yes, but we're finding out in this time that we can do so many things differently. So will we keep it like that?
Well, I've kind of said that I really truly expect all the working at home stuff. In this day and age, why is there a reason to bring everybody back to the office and have that huge office when you can buy them a computer and they can stay at home and you don't have to pay an electric bill, a light, heat bill, and all the other stuff that goes along with it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But there's different types of people where some people can do that and some people can't. And I mean, as far as the distractions at home versus the distractions that you don't have in the office.
Right. And that is a huge part of, well, I still can not get this thing to work. I don't know what the deal is. I apologize to everybody at home. I told everybody it was going to work so great, And
Well, you got to remember, it's our first night out. Going to have some glitches. I'm just pretty impressed with all the software.
yeah, I've been learning as I go. That is for sure. But I guess I'm going to have to take another tutorial on the scoreboard and see why I can't get it to work. So we're just going to take it off, and I'm going to say the heck with it. It's going to be like listening to the radio. You're going to have to depend on me to know how much time's left. We've got about 1:30 to go here in halftime. Hannah, if I could get you to kind of show the kids over on the bench, as everybody's spread out over there. It's kind of weird how things are happening. You know, if Kelly, when you were coaching basketball, if kids would have been separated like that, you'd have been all over them about why aren't they getting together and why aren't we showing better team spirit, and now we're separated like it's no big deal.
Yeah. It actually looks like they're setting up in the stands with their parents getting coached.
The problem is there's not a single parent in a grandstand anywhere either. That's what's funny is that, Hannah, if you can zoom around a little bit up in the grandstand, kind of show at the top of the gym, show where all the people are sitting around the top of the gym, I'd greatly appreciate that so people can see how stuff is set up here. Hannah's over on the far side. Johnny Miller's over there. It's him through the net there. And then Mr. Butcher, if you've not ever met Mr. Butcher's standing over there talking to Mr. Zerillo, I think's who he's talking to over there. Mr. Butcher's the new high school principal. We should get Mr. Butcher over to have a little conversation with us, being the new principal. Did you ever meet or work with Mr. Butcher of any kind when he was coaching different sports? I know he coached at Illini West.
He coached at Illini West.
And if you ever did anything at all,
we just crossed paths, you know.
He used to work with him some when I worked at the Macomb Journal back in the day. That tells you how long we've both been around.
Yeah, I've been around too long.
Yeah, we've both been around too long.
I've been thinking that I probably need to be in Florida this time of year.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in Florida right now that you like, isn't there?
Well, yeah, and starting up pretty quick here.
So it is second half action here. We get Hannah back on the game. And we'll get Miles back on the game, and it's going to be Marr down low. Marr's going to go right. Nice move to the hoop, and the basket's going to be good for Aaron Marr. And just like that, it's a 4-point game, 21-17. Shot on the way for BPC. It's Curley, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
And the shot's off, no good. Rebound picked up off the floor by Horton. And going back the other way, it's going to be Emmerich with it for A-Town. She looks to Marr. Marr now looks back to Emmerich at the top of the key. And it's a two-man game or a two-girl game right now here, Kelly. Groman, well, Emmerich looked to Groman on the inlet pass down to the post, but the idea was good, but the follow-through, Groman couldn't get to, that wasn't maybe quite athletic enough to get to where Emmerich thought she should go.
Just a little bit out of her reach.
So BPC with it down on the baseline. I think a Suter over there. It's off, no good. She gets her own rebound. Way to follow her shot. Missed it, no good. On the putback, it's going to come out to Hickenbottom. Hickenbottom on the dribble. Right side's going to go back to Suter. Suter's jumper that time is up and in. And it's a 23-17 contest with 5:35 to go here in the third quarter of action. Again, I apologize. The scoreboard's not working on there. That's why you don't see it. If you followed any of our practice, it worked, and I apologize about that. We'll work on it some more. It'll be working by tomorrow night. Oh, right through the legs of Marr.
Marr
that went
like
5-hole.
She looked like a croquet wicket, didn't she?
Yeah, she did it. That was not a very good goalie move right there. 5-hole right through the wickets. And
I don't know if anybody plays croquet anymore.
I haven't seen a croquet set in a long time. There goes a nice drive to the bucket. That's Suter again. Elizabeth Suter. Just nobody picked her up. That's the kind of stuff that makes a coach pull his hair out if he had any, wouldn't it?
It depends on what side you're coaching with.
That's true. And there's going to be a reach-in foul on Curley, I believe.
Yes.
Curley. That's her fourth foul.
Yes, it is. She sat down earlier in the half.
Line change for BPC. Well, there was 4. Now they're waiting on the 5th. Well, yep, maybe sometime. Yep.
Somebody was supposed to stay.
Miller's into the contest. She's guarding the ball in, and then a nice inlet pass to Marr, and she's going to be fouled from behind Sickles, I believe. Jaitlin Sickles.
Team second at the line, Aaron Marr.
So Marr's going to be shooting another free throw. She shot a bunch of these free throws.
Yeah, she's
about
3
50%.
for 6. Yeah.
3 for 6. Yep. Made the first one that time. That's the first time she's made the front end of one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Let's hope she doesn't make the second. We don't want to ruin that 50-50 streak, right? I mean, I shouldn't say that. We hope she makes it, but she didn't.
She didn't. She's back at 50%.
Right where she's apparently supposed to be. Sickles with the rebound, gives it to Norris. Norris now is going to dribble right side with it. Dump it out to Miller. Miller will put a long 2 off, no good. Sickles had the rebound momentarily and then lost it out of bounds. Possession to A-Town. Miles, you want to zoom that camera in just a little bit for me? Not much, just a little. That knob on top. Nope, too much. Right, nope. Just a little. There you go, right there, bud. Thank you. It's going to be A-Town basketball. Marr with it. She's going to dribble right down to the baseline and throw up a running two-hander. And it's going to be a rebound by Emma Taylor, and she's going to be fouled by number 41. It's Addie Anderson, her first, team first of the second half. I keep wanting to mess with this scoreboard. I can't figure out why it's not working. It's going to be Taylor with it, and she double dribbled.
It was a nice move till she stuck that other hand in.
That was like a classic. This is a double dribble right there. Do have some new masks with TSSR Game Time Live on them. If anybody's interested, send us a message. They're pretty cool looking masks. Maybe I'll get Hannah to model one or Miles to model one for us. We don't want, nobody wants to see Kelly or I.
No, not at all.
It's going to be Marr coming up with it. A little bit of chaos there for a few seconds, but they get the ball gathered back up. Left side, and it's going to be tipped away. And Norris tried to save it, just couldn't quite get there. It was tipped away by Madison McGrew. Good defensive play for the Spartans, but couldn't quite come down with it.
McGrew's played very well on defense. Had that nice steal in the second quarter.
Riley Hall checked in, and the immediate timeout. So, 90-second timeout here. We'll tell you tonight's contest. Actually, we'll show you who our family sponsors are. We want to thank our family support sponsors who are coming into tonight's. Once again, we want to thank all our family support sponsors. A little special thing because I know a lot of families are wanting to help out and get the sports so everybody can see them. And we're doing things, I'm trying to do things a little different. And I knew something wouldn't work right tonight. And the video's working, and you can see it and you can hear us. So it's kind of like radio and video mixed. We just don't have the scoreboard. So gives us something to make sure we can improve on for tomorrow night for volleyball.
The big
do you want to come do volleyball tomorrow night? How many times have you called a volleyball game?
I'm going to I've never called a volleyball game, but I think I got to work tomorrow night.
Oh, it'll be fun. I actually like volleyball. Volleyball is a great sport. When it's played well, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So we'll got some junior high volleyball tomorrow night. Everybody's playing everything in the high school. If we didn't mention that earlier, Marr on an inlet misses it. And people falling around, and they're going to call travel. I think that Norris was down there fighting with Sickles for the ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Sickles had it in the beginning.
So, use Hannah's camera for a few seconds here. She's zoomed in a little bit more than Miles. Well, Norris gets Marr to drive around, and Marr, a little runner, falls. Marr's had a pretty good game. She's going to be a good ball player.
Yes.
Her
13 on the night.
You might believe that's Nadine's daughter, maybe. She's the JV head coach, Nadine Mars, Nadine Blout. Well, we're going to go, what do we call?
Over the back.
Spartan personal foul charged to Emma Taylor, number 15.
Emma Taylor, number 15. Gets it. But Nadine was, if I remember correctly, it was quite a while ago, but she was maybe part of the Final Four team for BPC back in the 80s, I think. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that's the same Nadine. And jump ball going to be possession BPC. Got a couple subs coming in for the Spartans. Suter and Gilfin. Gilfillo is checking in. 25-20, 2:44 to go in the third quarter. JV action here at Bushnell Prairie City High School.
You know, the nice thing is you got Jake on the PA, which still makes it feel like a real ball game.
Yeah, we were talking about that, how everything's still the same, only different, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you know, there's some schools where they're not doing the PA and not doing that type of stuff, but you still get that feeling.
So we're down to 25-20, 2:22 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be A-Town with the basketball. Groman with it on the baseline. She's finally going to dribble. Goes across the lane and gets a good look as she got past Sickles, and then Hickenbottom was a definite size disadvantage there on Groman.
Without a doubt.
A long two on the way for Gillifillant. Off no good. Rebounded by Suter. And that could have been called a carry there as well. And Groman's going to pick up another one, I do believe, as Suter tried to drive around her, put the shot up. She'll be fouled.
That'll be her fourth.
Groman has been very active, let's just say that, here for A-Town.
Say her third? I thought it was her fourth.
Suter hits the first. Emmerich checks back in. I want to welcome everybody watching on YouTube. I'm seeing a few messages on YouTube, so we thank you guys for letting us know how we're doing. Second free throw off, no good, but Sickles with the rebound and the putback. Jaitlin Sickles gets two, and the Spartans lead by 5, 27-22. Mar and Emmerich doing the two girl weave up top, and finally coach on the far side is going to call a timeout. It's going to be timeout A-Town, a full timeout.
Timeout and got the board. We're going to draw a little something up here on this.
You know, we're doing this on video. I went to buy you that scorebook today. I've got the tablet. I just didn't have time to get it ready for you. We were talking about it. They had a board there, you know, that coaches use.
Uh-huh.
I almost thought, you know what would be cool is if I got you a board, and under these timeouts, we could use it like, you know, they circle stuff on the TV.
Yeah.
We could just put the camera on the board, and you could just draw on the board.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The problem I had with the board is I think I broke more of them than through the years.
Okay, I would be willing to try with one.
Yeah, you know, that would be kind of interesting. And you know, as sometimes when you talk and as being a coach for so long, where I was talking about 1-2-2s and 2-3s and man-to-man, and you know, some people out there really don't understand that, but the people that have played the game and so forth, you know, they understand that terminology.
Yeah, and you can draw that kind of stuff up, and stacked inbound play right there, right?
Yes.
It's going to be A-Town basketball after the timeout. Spartans lead by 6, 28-22, 1:22 to go. Good defense out near the half-court stripe, actually. A-Town's offense has suddenly just come a long ways from the basket, but then a reach-in foul is going to be called on Madison McGrew. But it seems like A-Town's offense is starting to clear out past the 10-foot line, clear out almost a half court.
Yeah, but you got to give BPC the credit on that because they're pushing them out there. they've really picked up their intensity on the defensive end.
Marr had a chance to cut to the basket right there. And I don't know if that's what that play was supposed to do. She acted like it wasn't, but, man, she could have went all the way to the basket if they'd have got her the ball. And a nice block that time by Madison McGrew. Picked up off the floor by Elizabeth Suter. It's going to go back the other direction. Wide open down the floor is Norris. Nice down court pass. Her shot's off, no good. Gives it back on the rebound to Madison McGrew. And then there's going to be a foul called. Who are we going to call it on? It's white ball. He pointed this other direction like it was going back the other way. It's going to be on number 24.
Emmerich.
Sydney Emmerich. Checking in for A-Town is going to be number 55, Skylar Nettler. She's replacing number 1, Riley Hall. Hickenbottom to inbound for BPC. She's going to get it into Gillifillan, and she's going to drive. She had a wide open lane to the basket, but a nice little dish and pass to Madison McGrew, and Gillifillan got the assist. McGrew with the basket, and it's the biggest lead of the contest, Kelly, 30-22. As we close in on the end of the third quarter play. That was a travel. I think he might have just made up for not calling the travel by saying that went off of A-Town out of bounds.
I think you're absolutely right. He looked down and then he saw the ball was going out.
Oh, so he's going to correct it. He is going to correct it. That was I'm 99.9% sure that went off of Spartan's leg.
Steve Keene on the other side did correct it.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good correction there. And nice inlet pass to Marr. Marr's going to get blocked by Madison McGrew again, but then came back down and got hammered by Elizabeth Suter. Marr will be shooting 2 more free throws. This will be 9 and 10, is that right?
Yep.
30.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. 30-22 is the score. First shot is off, no good. She's back to that same.
She'll probably hit the second one. That's kind of her way she's been rolling all night.
140 current viewers right now.
Oh, and it's off.
Second one's off, no good. She just ruined her. She's got to make the next 2 next time, right?
Yes.
Rebound and taken down the floor by Gillifillan. And she's going to go into Norris. Norris puts a little shoulder in and then tries to pass it to Gillifillan. It's taken away. Marr looked down the floor to Emmerich and thought better of it. Probably a good. Oh, and she got ran over by. That was not. Hickenbottom fouled her, but that wasn't really Hickenbottom's fault. She was trying to chase Marr down the floor, and sometimes they just turn in front of you, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, right?
Yeah, she just turned in front and victim of circumstance.
See what Hannah has to look at here as we're getting ready to inbound down at the far end.
There she goes. They're looking over
there
the top.
There it is. That was at that time. Gillifillan came back and covered. The first time, Gillifillan was not there to cover it, and she was wide open. There's an inlet pass that's going to go out of bounds and a turnover. Tell you what, Marr's got to be getting tired, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She hasn't hardly come out of this game playing with a mask. The mask is down off her nose like you talked about. Actually, it's down on her chin. She is wore out.
And I'm pretty sure she'll play quite a bit in the varsity game also.
Yep. Hannah, if you can get a good look at number 4 for A-Town when she comes back out, that's going to end the third quarter play. But that's the Spartans with their biggest lead of the contest, 30-22.
Yes.
Here at BPC High School, I want to thank our sponsors for coming on board. Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, located 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. And Hensley Grain in rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in the Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy your shortened athletic campaign. Got a lot going on here, Kelly. So many things playing into this game. It's a 30-22 game. But you mentioned it earlier. I mean, the wheels could fall off of it, I suppose, here. But this has been – you've watched a lot of first games of a year. I've watched a lot being in newspaper business and radio business, so – this doesn't feel like, I mean, they're not hacking each other, and they're not tripping over the ball all the time. It doesn't feel like a first game. It feels like a February game, but it's the first time they've played all year.
And the officials are letting them play also.
Yeah, it just totally does not feel like that kind of a game. You got to give these girls and the coaches and everybody else credit as Mar goes back in. She's going to try and get that other free throw. And Groman, I think, took it away from Mar. And another miss is going to be picked up off the floor, and it's going to give back to Emmerich. And Emmerich says, okay, kids, let's settle down a little bit. It was picked up by J.C. Squire, and then it's going to go out of bounds to BPC. After all that, that's a whole lot of work just to throw the ball out of bounds finally, isn't it?
Yes, going back the other way. You know, I've really been impressed with BPC.
Gillifilin with a shot from the right elbow is off, no good. Emmerich brings it up the other way for A-Town. Mar with it now. She's going to drive, and Norris is going to come out and cut her off. She misses the shot. Groman with the rebound. She throws it up. A nice block from behind by Suter. Suter is a name we've called a lot tonight. She's played a very good game. Had some buckets, had some good defensive play. She got a block there. Now she's got the basketball. Picked up her dribble, not such a good spot, though. And they called 5 seconds, I think. That might have been a pretty quick 5 seconds. But
I was thinking that was a very quick 5 seconds. You know, Groman, she's another one. She's been battling all night, and she looks like she's just a little bit tired. Got the mask all the way pulled down.
Hannah, if you want to look at Emmerich number 24 and number 4 for me, they both playing without, practically without a mask, and I cannot blame them. I'm not just being negative when I say that. I got a foul called for BPC. Number 10, Madison McGrew, her second, team seventh. One in bonus for Mar was not ready for the ball when it got tossed to her by the referee. First one on the one in bonus. First bonus shot, and it's good. Well, we said she has to make the next two to get back to 50%, so you just kind of have that feeling she'll do it, don't you?
She shot a lot of them tonight.
30-23 is the score, 5:42 to go in the basketball game. This is JV action. Second free throw is off, no good. She proved me wrong. Suter on the outlet from Sickles, and she looks down to Madison McGrew. A little too high heat. There was a little too much heat as McGrew couldn't hold on to it. Turnover out of bounds. So it's going to be Emmerich with it to Mar. Mar's going to back it back out here. Down by 7 with 5:20 to go in the basketball game. Groman with it. And Sickles reached in, knocked it away temporarily. And, that's a nice shot by Groman. Sickles was standing there straight up, and Groman just put it up over for the bank shot. And it's down to a 5-point game, 30-25. Remember back in the day at Western Hall, those were all Citizens National Bank shots?
Yes. Whoa.
And that's McGrew on a three that was a little short. It was long, but it fell short. There's a nice running layup for
41.
That's Addie Anderson, and it's a 3-point game, 30-27, a 5-0 run for A-Town. Here comes Suter, and they're going to call a block. Yeah, you might have heard a coach say, on the far side say, move your feet, and that's exactly what, if that's a charge if you move your feet a little bit right there. Miller to inbound.
Oh, nice
taken
play.
Away. That was pretty good moving her feet there.
Yes, nice play by Nettler.
Yeah, Nettler got there and knocked that one away. Miller a little lackadaisical on the inbound pass. So it's going to be inlet to Sickles, out to McGrew. McGrew puts up the lefty, puts up the shot. It's off, no good. Nettler with the rebound. She's going to turn it right back over to McGrew. McGrew's going to try the three again. It's off, no good. Ball tipped around, and it's going to be saved in bounds right to Suter. Suter's going to go across to Miller. Miller's shot's up, off, no good, but she's going to be fouled by Nettler, I believe.
Nettler will shoot two. The foul goes to number 55, Skylar Nettler. That's her second. Team to
Nettler's second. Miller at the free throw line to shoot 2. First free throws for Miller, I believe, isn't it?
Yes.
30-27 is the score. Miller's first free throw is nothing but the bottom of the nets, and it's with 4:19 to go. They break that scoreless drought, and it built it back to a 4-point lead, 31-27. Second free throw good as well for Jill Miller. Jilly, as I know her as. It's kind of hard for me to just say Jill. So Emmerich with it now for A-Town. And Marr almost picked Emmerich.
Little bump and run there.
Oh, and that's
3.
well. That's going to be. That should be off. That's a good call.
Yes.
That's a good call.
Spartan basketball.
It was in there tipping it around was Taylor, but she tipped it right off Nettler, and
The under 4.
it's the under 4-minute media timeout. So 90-second timeout here on TSSR Game Time Live. I want to thank Farmers and Merchant State Bank. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been servicing the local community's needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending. Oh, and it has a trust department as well. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. So we're under 4 minutes to go here, Kelly. 32-27, and we've said it several times, but this has been a pretty darn good basketball game for the first game of the year.
Yeah, you know, A-Town has one game underneath their belt, but, you know, the BPC girls have been playing very well. And, you know, under control, not a lot of people out of control, and, you know, not a lot of up and down, you know, setting the offense up and running and doing some very nice things.
So we're back to getting ready to go here. It's BPC basketball after the timeout. Suter will inbound to Curley, right? Curley, excuse me.
Yes.
Curley's playing with 4 fouls. He had sat for quite a bit there. Oh, that was almost a travel. Sickles with it as Suter got it to her. Now back to Suter. Suter's going to drive. Running one-handers off. No good. Marr with the rebound, and then I think Norris.
Might be
over there?
Sickles. No.
Spartan personal foul, 33, Kylie Norris.
It's Kylie Norris. Kylie Norris picking up the foul. 1-1 at the other end for, guess who? Marr. She has shot more free throws. One in bonus here. That's team foul number 8 for BPC. And it's off the front of the rim. No good. You can tell she's getting tired. Everything is getting a lot shorter. Marr with it again. Up top to Emmerich. Back to Marr. Marr looks right. Dribbles down the right side of the lane. Norris puts a body on her. Shots off. No good. And it's going to be Curley with the rebound. Out to Suter. Suter drives down the right side to the baseline. Tried to get it into Emma Taylor.
I thought they were going to call her because she went out of bounds, came back in, and caught it.
It went out of bounds anyway.
Yeah.
So. 3:14 to go here in the basketball game. 32-27, BPC with the lead over A-Town. You got a mask on. You just cough in a mask, right? Is that how that's supposed to work? Oh, there's a carry, wasn't it?
Traffic.
The shot for A-Town's off, no good, and then Norris and Emmerich are going to fight for it. The shot was from Brooklyn McCoon. And running the other way up, turnover is Emma Taylor. Emma Taylor went to the basket, but traveled on the way. Gilfillan and Madison McGrew checking back in. And Suter's going to take a break. That's a well-earned break. She's been playing very well.
Yeah, really well.
So it's going to be A-Town basketball. Marr with it, and she got pushed by Curley, and then she's going to get called for the travel, but she got a little help with that travel.
Yeah, I think she did. Somebody got away with one there.
Squire checking back in for A-Town.
2:25 left in the fourth.
So 32-27. It's been stuck here for quite a while. Gilfillan with the shot.
Nice
Left
shot.
elbow jumper is good. And we're back to a 7-point game, 34-27. Take a look and see what Hannah's looking at now. Norris over there making some noise, and it's going to be BPC basketball on a turnover.
Yeah, it went off 20.
So So it was off of McCoon.
Yes.
And Suter checking back in. Man, Suter didn't get a very long break, did she?
No, she's back in there. Her mask is down now, too.
I think my mask would have been down to start. There's a pass across to Curley. Her shot's off, no good. Norris with the rebound and the putback. So it's 36-27, largest lead of the game. A 9-point advantage for BPC with 1:35 to go in the basketball game. And there's Gilfillan with a steal. She's going to try the left-handed layup, and it's up and in. Make it a 11-point, first double-digit lead of the season, 38-27 BPC. Oh, a nice steal by Gilfillan again, but it's going to be knocked away. Picked up by McCoon, and then she's going to be fouled. If that's Curley, she's going to foul out, I think. Nope. 33 Norris, I think.
Personal foul, 33 timing Norris. That's her third, team 9.
Well, I didn't think Norris was even out there. Well, we got somebody else shooting free throws, though. McCoon's going to be shooting free throws for A-Town. One in bonus here with 1:10 to go. 38-27, BPC with the lead. This is JV action. Stick around. We still got varsity game to come yet. And Hickenbottom was in the lane early, they're saying.
Lane violation.
Well, I don't know if he said 20 or 1, but or 11. I thought he said 11. That free throws off as well. Rebound to Sickles. And it's going to be Suter with it down the right side. Gives it to Sickles, and she misses easy jumper. Puts the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That's what you call
Sickles.
padding your stats.
Yeah, she threw it off one side, went over to the other side of the rim, got it, and then put it back in. She needed an offensive rebound.
Yep.
They have pulled both Emmerich and Marr from the contest now. Madison McGrew knocks it away from, who's that, number 3, Squire, right?
Yes.
Now is on the floor and laying on the sideline. That's Suter down there still. Man, she is just all over the place, isn't she?
Been playing very well.
So it's going to be inbounded now by A-Town. Riley Hall's in the contest. Addie Anderson's in there. McCoon with it over there. Off no good. Rebound to Hall. Her shot's off no good. Rebound picked up by BPC. It looks to be Emma Taylor over there with it. She'll take it down the right side, and then it's going to be knocked away. She gets it back. Down on the baseline it goes to Suter. Her shot's off no good. Rebound to A-Town with 5 seconds left. That's going to pretty much be the end of the game here. 40-27, that's the final score here. BPC picks up the first win of the season with the JV squad over A-Town, 40-27. We'll get some stats here from Kelly. They are taking a little extra time between games, I do believe. I was told that it was, well, they put 15 minutes. Maybe they're only taking 15 minutes. I was told they were going to take longer than that, but we'll see how many we take. I want to thank everybody that's watching at home on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to ask you please start making your way toward the exit in Section A so we can sterilize the gym for Game 2.
Have to wipe down all the chairs, all the bleachers where the kids sit, I think. And get back at it in a few minutes. So I think I was told it might be a 35-minute break. Anybody watching at home, would you guys like me to end this JV contest and come back with varsity in 10 or 15 minutes? Or would you like this to all be one long broadcast? Might be easier for everybody if we would maybe take a break. What do you think, Kelly?
I would probably say take a break and come back with 15. Can we get some popcorn? Oh, they're not selling any popcorn.
No concession stand or nothing. That's the thing. But we could take a bathroom break if you wanted to. We may well take a break here. We'll let you get some stats done, and we will take a break maybe for a few minutes and come back when they start the 15-minute clock. So there may be two. We're going to make that right now, folks. If you're listening at home, we're going to come back with another broadcast, so you'll need another link as far as another video to watch, but you'll be at the same Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube page. But we're going to go over some stats here as soon as Kelly gets them done, and then we'll take a break while they clean the gym. I don't think you guys want to hear us talk for 20 or 30 minutes. But I will show you. I want to thank all the family support people who've signed on so far. Tonight, we had the Miller family sign up as well. We have JJ Kleindense Construction. You want to do that? Or you want me to do it? You can do it. You want to do it?
Well, I can do it.
Okay.
Looks like Madison McGrew had 4 points. Taylor had 1 point. Gilfillan had 6. Jill Miller had 4. Elizabeth Suter had 8. Norse had 6. Sickles had 8. Curley had 2. And Hickenbottom had 2. So, the nice thing about that is everybody was in the scoring column.
Whole lot of scoring.
And the way they ran them in and out, and I thought, they did a wonderful job of doing that. And for A-Town, Aaron Marr had 15 points. Sydney Emmerich had 4. Addie Anderson had 2. And Grome had 6. So, big thing is I thought BPC did a very good job of playing defense tonight. They mixed their defenses up well, and it really showed. For being their first ball game, I thought they did an excellent job.
Yeah, it was a great contest. I know Coach Schwartz is not going to come talk to us, so how about we take a break?
Sounds good to me.
So, folks, thanks for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live. Our first contest is going to be a little bit before we get back. I will post. Actually, if you just want to stay on the YouTube and refresh it, I'm going to guess 15 minutes probably before we're able to come back on, and then we'll have a little bit of a pregame show for the varsity contest. So thanks for joining us here on this first contest. We'll be back in just a little bit with the varsity game.
Smells like Clorox in here.